Is it only for celebs or can common man also do?
Hair transplant does not give like that kind of a hair density. I would say 90% of celebrities are
Really?
definitely done transplants. He's done 3 to 4 transplants. My youngest patient, believe me, is a 12-year-old kid.
Onion juice for hair growth.
Eat your onions rather than applying your oils. I would say it is not a very scientific way where onion can grow your hair. It's not scientific and
Okay.
it's not advisable. Do you think a shampoo which will touch your hair for 30 seconds can have calcium, iron, proteins? That's a very wrong way of marketing.
How effective are these injections?
Do you want to risk any carcinogenic? I would definitely not risk it in the future.
Have your hair problems been increasing faster than your weekend plans? Or have you been wondering whether that Instagram viral reel is going to work for your hair or not? Then you're in luck because we have South Bombay's top notch trichologist, aka MD hair specialist, especially for you guys on this episode of Aditi Shah Talks. So please be there till the very end because you're going to find this episode extremely interesting. And I'm extremely excited. So thank you for coming, Dr. Deepam Shah.
Thank you so much for calling me, Dr. Aditi.
Sir, to start off with, actually, not a lot of people know what a trichologist is. Can you please explain the audience that what does a trichologist actually do?
So actually, Dr. Aditi, this is a very, very good question which you've asked me because nowadays with this Instagram, everyone is thinking that they are hair experts. But we as dermatologists, we first study 3 years of MD. After that, we have to do a 1 year course on trichology, which especially helps us to train and get more insights in the trichology field. So you have to be properly trained in the hair follicle, the anatomy of the follicle, the growth cycle. It cannot just be learned by seeing some YouTube videos or anything. You need proper training of 3 years plus 1 year to get yourself qualified as a certified trichologist.
Got it. So it's a very, very niched subject that one needs to be an expert at, and not just you can't just go to just anybody, right? So I recently went to a parlor, and the parlor guy insisted that I get some keratin done or some smoothing, and a lot of my friends have got it done. I was thinking whether to get it done or not. So, what would you recommend? Should I get it done?
So, Dr. Aditi, do you love your hair?
Yeah,
Okay. And
obviously.
what? How much time do you want to live with your hair?
All my life, I want my hair to be in place.
So my answer to these questions is that you should consider your hair as your most loved organ also. So what you're doing with keratin, have you ever done it? No, right?
No, no.
So what they do is they heat your hair with a hot iron, okay, which breaks the protein bonds.
Okay.
After that, they infuse it with some kind of chemicals,
Uh,
which also contains formaldehyde inside it.
okay.
So imagine touching your skin with a hot iron and then infusing a chemical. So what will happen to your hair? Obviously, they'll become much better for the temporary reasons. Like you will feel that it's become more smoother, more softer, more silkier, and more manageable.
Uh,
But when the effect of that chemical which is infused goes away, what it becomes? It becomes very brittle. It becomes very easy to break. So in this generation where people want to look good and Instagram is so highly active to get that beautiful hair, people are doing this treatments. And in the long run, after every 6-8 months, it is making your hair more and more brittle. Even when you comb, they break out easily.
oh,
So it is creating a lot of damage to your hair follicles. And in the long run, you will have more chances of easy breakability, hair frizziness, and the growth cycle is also reduced. So for me, there's a strict no of doing hair straightening treatments. Now, parlor guys tell them like this is a keratin treatment. It's not like hair straightening. Then they tell hair cysteine treatment.
yeah.
Then they take hair
Some
protein.
Botox is
Yes.
also there.
So when we keep on telling them to not to do it, the parlor guys come and twist those words with some other technology and words.
Okay.
So
Okay.
hair Botox is a little, I would say, a better option for you for
Oh,
other people than doing the straightening because the longevity of Botox is only 3 months.
okay.
So they are not using formaldehyde.
Huh.
They are not using a lot of hot iron.
Huh.
So the effect of hair Botox is just lasting for 3 months.
Huh.
So if you have some like marriage in the house or if you have some events which you want to look best, then maybe you can do it a little bit. Botox, that's what I would recommend.
Okay.
Second important point which you have to understand is the risk of the formaldehyde. Now, if you do data's PubMed research, there have been reports of formaldehyde causing some cancerogenic potential.
Okay.
So this is the most, I would say, problematic condition. Like, do you want to risk any carcinogenic? Like formaldehyde is a carcinogen if
Yeah.
you're aware about it. So I would definitely not risk it in the future.
So that really answered my question. But what about hair spa? I mean, that could be just like a nice, relaxing thing. That could be healthy, right?
So basically, hair spas are definitely something which you can do. Why? Because it's like a good old chumpy also. Like when you are doing that actual massage of your scalp, it's improving your lymphatic drainage. So the toxins which are built up is draining out.
Okay.
You're increasing the blood supply to the scalp.
Ah.
So there's more nutrition reaching. And definitely what happened is we live in Mumbai, which is like the epicenter of pollution, dust with so much of construction going on. So it is bound to leave a lot of residue on your scalp, on your hair. So doing something like a hair spa maybe once in a month at least helps up to remove all the congestion on your scalp. It deep cleanses your hair follicles. It helps to clean out all the what do you say
Dirt and
dirt and grime which is there, and also makes your hair smoother. So
Okay.
I think doing the hair spa. But again, when you do hair spas, we do not want to do aggressive treatments. Like for example, heavy blow dry after the treatment,
Okay.
maybe a little bit blow dry.
Okay.
No much of pulling of your scalp. Be gentle when you're doing a hair spa.
Okay, fine.
When you are doing hair massage also, try to stick it to your hair roots, not much to the hair length. So yeah, I think you can definitely go ahead with hair spas and try to do it in better places where you see nice therapists who are doing it.
Right.
So at our clinic, we definitely do hair spas also.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
That's nice to know, sir.
actually,
Okay.
so the entire plan comes out from doing it in a medical way. I do the medicated hair spas in our clinic. So basically, what are the indications I do for seborrheic dermatitis? That's dandruff. So it helps to clear your dandruff. It helps. I do treatments for people who have frizzy hairs. So we do it in a medicated way. We follow the hair science. We have machines. We have lotions, shampoos, everything based according to your hair scalp and the hair length need. So this is like a more scientific way to do it. Now I have seen more and more people coming to my clinics for facials because we do it in a medicated way. We understand your skin, so we give a customized plan accordingly. Similarly, for your hair care needs, I would see the patient. I would plan a hair spa treatment for them, which product to use depending on your type of hair, like you have oily hair, dry hair, frizzy hair, dandruff prone hair. So I would see the scalp and then analyze and then give a appropriate hair spa treatment for them.
Yeah, that's so much more safer and effective way of going about things, right? Sir, I also wanted to know that, in all the Indian households, there's this almost like a tradition where, the people in their 40s, 50s, their hair starts graying, then they'll start applying a dye, any random dye that is over the counter. What's your take on that? Is it okay? I mean, black, brown colors.
So very, very good question, because one of the most problems which I come by the clinic with hair dye is hair dye allergies. You get pigmentation on your forehead. There's a disease called as lichen planus pigmentosus, which is a kind of a pigmentary disorder which you get because of contact dermatitis with the hair dyes. So with your hair dyes, you have to be very careful.
Mm.
So something like a patch test we need to do with the hair dye. So you know the safety. So the first time when you are doing your hair dyes, you have to do a patch test. Second important thing is to look for ingredients. Very important. Now you must have seen Label Padega India. It's a food farmer. He's making us aware about that. So similarly, when I tell my patients to read about the ingredients, so what are strict no in the ingredients of hair dyes? First is ammonia. Second is PPD. That's paraphenyl diamine. So these two are potential allergens. So which you should definitely avoid on your scalp. Third thing is try to look for more plant-based hair dyes. Now you get chemicals which are from plant-based sources.
Okay.
So those have lesser chances of potential of these allergies and
What are these
pigmentation.
plant-based?
Plant-based hair
These-
dyes. So there are certain brands. For example, there is one brand called as Vegetal. There is brand called as Cuticolor. There is Hair Color. So these, the main ingredient, what is a dye? It touches your hair, it colors it and makes it a coating of a blackening. So we can have various ingredients which can do the same thing.
Yeah.
So instead of going for PPD, we go for plant-based hair dyes. So they are more safer.
Okay.
So I would say try to first avoid the dye. Now the salt and pepper look, delay your hair dyes as much as possible. Do a patch test, look for ingredients, do it as less frequent as possible. People have a habit of doing it 15-20 days.
Yeah.
So you can do it at 3 months. Like keep a little bit. Or if you see my hair, I'm not colored it only because I like the look.
So what do we do for split ends and we just get them chopped off? So is there like a better solution to that?
So first we have to understand the hair cycle. So when your hair has come till here, it is 2.5, 3 years old.
Okay.
From your hair starts from your scalp and it grows every month sort of an 1 inch. So by that time it reaches your shoulder length, it is a very old hair. Now you're subjecting it to tremendous damages of blow drying, coloring, straightening, and everything. So they are bound to get withered away. So split ends are something like a hair end which is splitted. That means it has got damaged. So what are the options for it? First option is to use a lot of products which hydrate it. So use a shampoo, a hydrating shampoo with a conditioner. After you've conditioned your hair, leave it on with a hair serum. So it gives like a moistured layer on it.
Oh,
Now, apart from this, you can do once a week hair mask, deep conditioning mask.
okay.
So that you apply to the entire length of the hair,
Ah.
keep it for 30 minutes. All the products which are in those, like for example, it will have hyaluronic acid, it will have certain oils which will go inside the hair roots. It will make them more hygroscopic, and it will help you to hydrate the hair.
Trap the moisture.
Yes. So
Okay.
they will help your split ends. If in spite of doing all these like shampoo, conditioner, serum, and hair mask, you're still facing that issue, then the best answer would be to chop off a little bit of split ends at the end.
The baldness, hair fall, hair loss, whatever you call it, is like the ultimate destiny for every person out there in their 40s, 50s, right? So then what do you have to say to that? Like, what are the options available scientifically speaking? And is hair fall and hair loss the same thing, right?
So, Dr. Aditi, first thing we have to understand what is the difference between hair falling and what is a hair loss. So many people in their talks also losing मुझे hair fall, hair loss हो रहा है. उसका मतलब अलग है.
Okay.
What is hair fall? Your hair has 3 cycles: anagen, telogen, catagen. मतलब उगने का phase, rest करने का phase और गिरने का phase.
Okay.
Every day on your scalp, approximately 100 hairs are in a shedding phase. तो मतलब आपको hair fall हो सकता है. किसी को you may have 20, 30, 40 hair which is falling, which is in a normal person will have that even in females and males.
It's natural.
But when those hairs are falling and then they don't regrow because of certain issues like genetic issues, they don't get replaced, and because of which these hairs start miniaturizing and it becomes thinner and thinner, and your hair volume starts decreasing. Hair fall
Miniaturization means-
मतलब आपके hair की thickness, hair के follicles पतले हो रहे हैं. So hair fall can happen, like for example postpartum, it can happen, which is natural.
After
It can happen
delivery.
after delivery. It can happen after your dengue, malaria. It can
Sure.
happen because of low iron deficiencies.
Okay.
It can happen because of a stress, like a major issue, like a major financial crisis. It can happen because of fasting. So all this can increase your hair fall from 100 to more than that. So that is hair fall. But those hairs eventually will regrow back because you don't have genetic predisposition of baldness. Now, if a person has genetic predisposition, continuous hair fall, apart from that, would lead to thinning and thinning of hair. The hair will not keep on growing back, and it will become smaller and smaller, and your volume will decrease.
Okay.
That is called as hair loss. Definitely the first number one cause is genetic predisposition. Hair fall, as I said, has multiple sort of parameters which is there. So, you know, in clinic also, when I get everyone, sir, mera hair fall hai. But then when I probe them, they will tell me, sir, mera hair fall to ho hi raha hai, but abhi mera volume kam ho raha hai. I'm thinking my pony size has decreased. When I comb my hair, my volume is decreased. I can see little small thinning gaps in between. So these are patients of hair loss.
Oh.
So my first 20 minutes goes in counseling them कि hair fall क्या है and hair loss क्या है.
Ach-
So this is a clear that what is difference between that. Now you won't believe, as you said, that ultimate destiny in 40 and 50 years.
Ah.
That's no longer the rule now.
Huh?
My youngest patient, believe me, is a 12-year-old kid
Hey.
thinning of his scalp. So what I'm seeing nowadays is how we used to see that the heart attacks were earlier.
Yeah.
Now we are running in 20s. Similarly, everything is preponing. So I'm seeing more and more younger patients with hair loss. I believe that when we were studying, I don't know if I had so much of stress of which school I'm going, which play school I'm going. So stress levels have skyrocketed.
Yes.
Mobile usages, they are using, like my 8-year-old and 9-year-old are using mobiles, playing games on Instagram. The screen time has definitely increased. Sleep cycle. Some people are sleeping late, the kids especially, because they're addicted to TVs and everything. Their healthy lifestyle, there's no exercise. You know, as kids, how much you used to play down? 2 hours in a day.
Basically, a sedentary lifestyle is affecting their hair growth and causing
It's
hair-
like a entire lifestyle which has completely
Yeah.
gone twisted, has definitely caused them to lose their hair on an early age.
So basically, you're saying diet and lifestyle changes, having healthy diet, healthy lifestyle would be the number one thing to do to prevent hair loss in the future. What else can be done?
So basically, we were also talking about the tight ponytails which we are tying. So when you are tying tight ponytails on your scalp. So what happens? It causes traction alopecia. What
Uh-huh.
happens? Traction, matlab you're putting a lot of pressure on your hair follicles in the front. So
Huh.
they will start receding. So
Okay.
they are one of the causes of thinning of the scalp because of continuous pull on the scalp.
Ponytail would be better when you're going to school.
Yes. So traditional where we used our
Use plates.
plates, which is equalizing your hair pressure rather than a high ponytail, which is making your. So here you are basically distributing a pressure on the entire zone, where here the entire pressure is coming on your top scalp. So our age-old plaits are good enough when you have to go to school.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Once the baldness starts, what are the options available currently? You tell me from the cheapest to the most expensive option and from the least effective to the most effective option.
So let us do our consultation. For example, it's the best scenario is a patient has coming with a baldness to me, and how will I treat them? So first of my explanation goes to them that again, like I said, the holistic approach. So I start with first is the cheapest one is your home remedies, which is your diet, lifestyle changes,
Got it.
your good sleep, good lesser stress levels. That's the first point. Then I divide my hair treatments into three categories. The first category is the medical management.
Hmm.
The second category is like a bridge therapy where we don't go for hair transplant and don't go for medications, but we go something like a bridge, which is like something which is injectable. Like if you've heard of PRP and GFC therapy,
Yes, yes.
exosomes. So that's the like a office procedure, which is not very demanding and taxing.
Okay.
And the last category comes as the hair transplant, which is the gold standard if you have lost significant amount of hair follicles.
Okay. So
So-
medical treatment, you mean some drugs are being given to increase their hair growth or whatever?
So, medical management would be the first starting point because people will don't straight away go for hair transplants or
Correct.
injectable treatments. So, medical therapy will include two, three things. One thing is good vitamins, good proteins,
Hmm.
good minerals, trace elements. Second one would be something like a DHT blocker. Now, what is the main cause of baldness? The number one cause is genetic, and along with that is the testosterone levels in the males.
Okay.
So what happens is because of the testosterone, it gets converted to DHT, dihydrotestosterone, which is like a hammer attacking your hair follicle,
Oh.
breaking it down and miniaturizing it, making it thinner and thinner.
Okay.
So the testosterone starts building up during puberty. That's why now the puberty levels are higher, is increasing earlier. That's why the baldness is also increasing in the early grades.
Okay.
So testosterone, we need to now act in certain way that the DHT does not act on the hair follicle.
Huh.
So there are some drugs which is called as finasteride and dutasteride which prevent the DHT from attacking your hair follicles. So once we block this DHT, it will not attack your hair follicles, and hair follicles can persistently and continuously grow. But as we know, we Google search, the patients will Google search about side effects of these and they will come up with a list of side effects. But we have to understand that this does not block the testosterone. वो आपके DHT को खाली block कर रहा है hair से attack करने से. It is not going to affect your testosterone levels. So side effects are very, very negligible. It may happen in 1 in 10,000 people. So you have to talk to your tricologist and get the right treatment approach for you.
Okay. I have just two questions. You said minerals and vitamins and protein. So, like exactly which, because usually, right, biotin is the gummies in vogue. That is a mineral that is, everybody's after. Is it true?
So, your hair follicle consists of two main parts. One is protein and one is water. So we are, as an Indian community, we are highly protein deficient depending on the category. I think vegetarians are majorly protein deficient.
Yeah.
So apart from biotin, the main important ingredient is your cysteine, is your L-arginine, is L-tyrosine. So all your proteins are very important because they make up 60% to 80% of your hair follicle.
Okay.
So biotin is more overrated. Biotin gummies are more overrated. I would say that instead of only biotin, we have to have good amount of iron, good amount of D3, good amount of B12, good amount of proteins. So only a biotin gummy is not going to help in that. So you need to give that entire cycle, even copper, selenium, magnesium, everything needs to be in the hair follicle. Now, very important point is again that your hair is your secondary organ. It is not your primary organ like lungs, kidney, liver. So for body, this is not, it will,
Most important thing to look after.
yeah, it will in fact take away everything from here and give it to the primary organ.
Yes.
So even if your D3 levels, your B12 levels are in the normal range, then also it will not get it. It has to be above the normal range
Oh.
for your hair follicle to get all your hair nutrition. So your D3, if it's 30, I would say that make it to 40.
Oh,
If your B12 is in the range of 200, 250, go to 400.
for those with hair problems.
Hair problems. Yeah. So you have to be above the normal range for your hair to get that amount of follicle, to get the amount of vitamins.
And important to note, I think. And yes, so you were talking about PRP and exosomes. I didn't get what is exosome.
Okay. 1 year, we have got the latest advance in the hair field, which is the exosomes. Now, exosomes, as we know, is a messenger which is derived from stem cells. So
Okay.
now these exosomes have been derived from umbilical cord stem cells of human fetuses. So they give it to us in a freeze dry powder, and we inject it in the scalp.
Ah.
When injected in the scalp, it will message your DNA of the hair follicle, tell them that I am giving you good amount of DNA material, the genetic material, thymidine and everything. It is going in the hair DNA, telling your DNA to or thick bal banao. So it is like a root treatment where it is going in your scalp, telling your hair to follicle to make it thicker follicles. Earlier we are working on GFC, which is more working on the shaft, मतलब length पे काम कर रहा है. GFC भी इंजेक्शन है, but वो आपके blood से मिलता है. GFC exosomes आपको derived मिलता है जो रूट पे काम करता है, and the GFC works on the shaft. तो GFC में shaft में GFC में आपका blood लेता है, मशीन में घुमा के उसमें से सब growth factors we are
Why
removing.
PRP, why
Yes,
GFC,
वही
right?
TRP और
Okay.
GFC type. So exosomes is more advanced अभी जो आया है latest in the field of hair regeneration. So we are telling it as regenerative medicine.
Okay. And how effective are these injections versus taking those medical treatments?
For this answer, we need to understand that there are stages of baldness. Grade 1 से grade 7 तक.
Okay.
Now, if a patient of grade 7, मतलब he has only these hairs of remaining. So medications, GFC,
नहीं
कुछ
करेगा.
nothing because your hair follicles are shut. Hair medicines and PRP, GFC, exosomes will only work when the hair follicles are open. That means they have not fibrosed or उधर बंद नहीं होंगे, दरवाजा बंद नहीं हुआ उनका. So when we are doing treatment, we have to categorize into grade of baldness. So
Okay.
if a person is coming to 1, 2, 3 grade of baldness, then my medications, PRP, GFC, is definitely
Going to help.
help in that. See, as you age, your stem cells are going to become weaker. So what I want my stem cells to be very active. So I want to start treating my hair earlier and earlier so that the DHT does not attack my stem cell and make them weaker. Anyways, people with 40s and 50s are going to have a weaker stem cell and have a thinner hairs. But if you are at 18 and 19, your stem cell have become weaker, then at 30 only your baldness is going to be massive. So starting early is very, very important because we are allowing your stem cells to be regenerated, not allowing to them degrade faster.
Okay.
So that's what my concept is now to my patients, is that we have to start early, we have to hit early, and we have to hit hard. So I combine the medications and this treatment so that we preserve the stem cells.
Okay. And then only after this comes the transplant stage, be for the most severe patients.
So when we see the grades of 5, 6 and 7, they have lost 50, 60, 80, 90% of their hair follicles,
Oh.
above 50. So their medical management will play a lesser role. I would go for more of the hair transplant because the hair transplant is like the gold standard. The hair transplanted from your hair follicle on the back are resistant to testosterone. That means when I take hair from here and put here, they are going to stay for lifelong. So hair transplant is the ultimate goal of 40s and 50s where you want your hair to stay for long term.
Okay. Yeah, because all these celebrities, clearly we can see that they've got a hair transplant done probably. But is it only for celebs or can common man also do? Like, is it cheap or is it extremely expensive and high maintenance?
So it's a very big myth that all celebrities have undergone hair transplant. Hair transplant does not give like that kind of a hair density. So for example, Rohit Sharma, as you said, he has done a transplant in the hairline and then he's wearing a system. Why do you wear
System meaning a wig.
system wearing a wig?
Oh.
So why do people do hair transplant in the hairline? To give it more natural look. So I would say 90% of celebrities are wigs. So if I give you some names like Ranbir Kapoor, Amitabh Bachchan,
Really? Okay.
even Salman Khan. So Salman Khan has definitely done transplants. He's done 3 to 4 transplants. But
Only in the
he's
front
wearing a system.
system.
If you want certain photograph, but I will give you a picture of his where you can easily see that system on the. So hair transplant is something where celebrities do in the hairline and then they wear a hair patch or a hair wig to get that volume. When you are in the limelight or in the industry, you need heavy volume of hair,
Yeah.
which transplant may not achieve.
Yeah.
So Akshar Patel has done a hair transplant, but I hate his hair transplant. He's made it very bad. Even I've put a video on my Razor that looks like he's wearing a bad hair system.
Okay.
So to do your hair transplant is very important. from where you do it. Why? Because you need to understand that in the hairline, you need to have very fine follicles.
हाँ.
अगर आप जाड़े जाड़े follicles डाल दोगे तो wig जैसा feel दे देगा. So to create a natural
Okay.
appearance, a very thin hairline, and then you make thicker hairs.
Okay.
So,
So it's okay to wear wigs, right? I mean,
so
it's cheaper option
uh,
than a transplant?
it's cheaper option, but is more maintenance.
अच्छा.
So a hair system or a hair wig cost you anywhere. A cheaper one will around 20-25. Is where is
25,000.
25,000. Those wigs which are very natural go to 5 lakhs.
Oh.
So it's a very big range of 25,000 to 5 lakh. Now when you're wearing a system, you are wearing a like a cap for 24 hours. Your normal hair is growing.
24 hours, you don't remove it at night?
No, you don't remove.
Okay.
There are certain types of system which you don't remove. Most of the systems you don't remove.
Permanent, okay.
Yeah, because they are stuck with a glue or they
Even for hair wash, it's just stuck.
it's
No-
stuck. You just have to wash your this hair. It is not growing, but your hair length is growing, the normal hair.
Huh.
Wig means you have to maintain it every month.
Oh, disproportionate growth will happen with your natural hair.
Yes. So every month you have to go to your salon. They will cut your hair. They will wash the entire system with a proper wash and then re-stick it back so that it looks appeal. So this is very high maintenance. और एक साल में your wig is gone. मतलब it is patch in which your hair is stuck.
So you'll have to replace it maybe.
Yes, after a year, the hair starts falling out from your wig.
Hmm.
So it's very high maintenance. हर साल आपको. So people tell me that transplant is expensive. But if you consider a
Long
3-year cost, for example, a good wig, if you want to wear 50,000,
Uh,
every month maintenance is 2,000.
okay.
2,000 into 36,000 into 3, 1,08,000 plus 50, 160, 1.6 you're spending for 3 years. Now, if you're going for a transplant with an expert doctor or a skilled one or a very well-known in the industry,
In a metropolitan
metropolitan, it will cost you around 1 to 2 lakhs.
city. Oh,
So you are
okay. It's almost the same.
same.
Yeah,
And
maybe
in
less.
fact, you are looking more natural. It's your own hair. You're not wearing a cap. So you are very comfortable.
And what about the maintenance then?
Yes. So transplanted hair, fortunately, does not require maintenance.
Oh.
Why? Because it is taken from your DHT, डाइहाइड्रोटेस्टोस्टेरोन रेजिस्टेंस जोन. आपने आपके अंकल अंकल चाचा को भी देखा होगा, उनके ये बाल हमेशा रहते हैं.
हाँ, इधर से लेता है.
तो इधर से लेते हैं. बट क्या होता है, when you're doing a transplant, your transplanted hair DHT resin, but your existing hairs can fall in the future. The maintenance is required to preserve your existing hairs. So transplanted hair is not much. So I would say that if you're thinking that wig is a cheaper option, then that's a myth.
Okay.
But only thing about wig versus a hair transplant is that hair transplant is a little invasive. आपको local anesthesia में ना
Yes.
चिपकाओ निकलो. And second point about the wig is that density. You know, when we are young, we are very high density and transplant cannot achieve that. तो wig क्या करता है, आपको एकदम घना density देता है, जो transplant से is not achievable.
हाँ.
So wigs is for people who want heavy density, who are scared. You know, you also have patients के वो मुझे injection नहीं चाहिए बाबा, मेरे को वो सुई वुई नहीं देखना है. So for those kind of patients, then wig is an option.
But then, does hair transplant have side effects? Because sometimes we hear in the news that somebody died or got some infection. So, are these side effects very common?
This is a invasive procedure.
Hmm.
You need to have a proper OT. You need to have your sterilized equipments. You need to have emergency equipments. You need to have trained in anatomy, trained in resuscitation. So, when we give local anesthesia, also you can have a anaphylactic shock. That means
Yes.
आपको reaction हो सकता है उससे. So hair transplant is done in a local anesthesia. So definitely what you can have side effects. But when you have a doctor who is an experienced, who is trained, has a OT, then the side effects become very minimal. Hair transplant has become so commercialized that it is done by non-medicos. The death which happened was where it was done in a parlor.
Oh.
Imagine that, do you want to save like 30,000-40,000 rupees and play with your health and play with your infection? I don't want to play. No, you would want to play. Saving some amount of money where you're going to a person who is not qualified, who has learned by just attending some workshops or attending some YouTube videos. So you want to see a background thorough research of the experience of the doctor, the degree which they hold, the equipments which they use. Careful when you decide your doctor and do a background research.
So now let's play this small game of rapid fire. So number 1, onion juice for hair growth.
I would say 2 on 10. Why? Because what is onion used for? It was used for alopecia areata, matlab a patch of round hair where it irritates the skin and causes hair to start growing back. So I would say it is not a very scientific way where onion can grow your hair. So stick to our traditional eat your onions rather than applying your onion.
Number 2, biotin for hair growth. I think you already said that it's not the only thing.
But
It's
still, I would say
overrated.
6 at least it would be there.
Okay, 6 on 10. Fine. Number 3, Adivasi Tel for hair growth.
Can we give minus points?
Yeah. Okay, got it. Washing your hair every day versus washing 2 to 3 times a week whenever needed.
So oily hair every day, okay. Dry hair 2 to 3 times a week.
Or
So I wash my hair every day. If you have a dry hair, you can wash it twice a week also.
okay, understood. Shaving your hair twice or thrice, your head, will give a thicker and a better hair growth, especially in babies.
It's a myth. So I would say that it's not scientific and
Okay.
it's not advisable.
So once is enough, you're saying.
Once is enough.
Last one, anti-hair fall shampoos.
So Sumi discussed the entire life cycle of a hair where there are so many points for hair. Do you think a shampoo which will touch your hair for 30 seconds can have calcium, iron, proteins to get a hair fall under control? So it's a big myth. In fact, 0 and 10.
0 on 10.
So you cannot, that's a very wrong way of marketing that how can a hair fall shampoo be effective when we are discussing about so many pence of hair loss. But so that's about the Indian marketing where we cannot do anything.
That was an amazing rapid fire. Now that we have come to the end of the podcast, Dr. Deepam, do you have some final words for the audience out there for good hair or, preventing hair loss? What would you like to say?
I had repeated this word of holistic approach. So I'm going to stick to for having a better hair in the future and not having baldness in the future, start being healthy at the earlier age.
Okay.
So be mindful of what you eat, regular exercises, 8 hours of sleep, less stress, pursuing your hobbies, keeping your mind clean. तो what you have to understand that आपके hair के अंदर एक stem cell है, उसको आपको अच्छा खुश रखना है. So you want to keep it happy so that it stays longer. So if you do opposite of what the tips are, the stem cell is not going to like it. It is going to make your hair thinner and thinner. So think that like how we want to keep our parents happy, you want to keep your hair ka stem cells happy. So do everything which makes them happy. Sleep on time, eat good food, 8 hours of sleep, less stress, exercise regularly. This will make your stem cell happy and it will make your hair happy in the future.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking out time for this podcast. And I hope this podcast really helped you guys and will help your hair growth journey. So if you found this episode extremely useful, please do share it with all those who are having hair problems in your family and your friends. If you guys have any questions, any queries on hair care, then please leave your comment down in the comment sections and do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.